What are you willing to give up? What are you willing to sacrifice in order to get to the life that you want? In order to get to your goals and dreams? In order to become the man or woman God called you to be? What are you willing to give up? Is it a thought? Is it people? Is it habits, environment, vices? Like, what are you sacrificing in order to get to the life that you want? Because there will be a trade-off. I'm only talking to you because you're here on the call. You want to get to your ideal life. You want things to get better. You want to get better financially and in your relationships and all the stuff. You want to have life exactly where you want it. We talk about this, right? Having life exactly where you want it. Obviously, right? It's whatever God has in store for you and his plans. And you have a vision for having life exactly where you want it. Health, wealth, love, happiness, all the stuff. So that means we have to do things different. It means you have to do things different. It means you have to sacrifice. That means you have to give up some things in order to get to the life that you want. All that stuff you heard in there were reminders, I know. But these are good reminders. These are the reminders you need in order to stay intentional about going after your ideal life. Too many distractions, y'all. We know that. Too many distractions around here. Too many distractions in your life, whether it's social media, whether it's your friends, family, whether it's television, whether it's your own thoughts. But again, your thoughts come from what you consume. But there's lots of distractions. So what keeps you focused? What keeps you locked in? What keeps you intentional about the path that you're going down? That's why we remind ourselves these things. A couple things I wrote down. What would you do if you weren't afraid? If you got fear out of the way. Fear, false evidence appearing real. God didn't give us a spirit of fear. Of power, love, and a sound mind, right? So fear is not even real. It's not even something that we should have. So what would you do if you weren't afraid? Would you have that tough conversation? Would you take that leap of faith? Would you step out on a job? Would you, right? Like what would you do if you weren't afraid? The big thing, the big thing that maybe you've talked yourself out of. It's something to pay attention to. It's something to always think about. Let go of the past. I wrote that down. Let go of the past. How much are you holding on to a previous version of yourself? How much are you holding on to something of the past, a prior hurt, a prior failure, whatever that thing is? All you can do is focus on where you are right now and what's up ahead. The past has no relation to your future. We've heard these things over and over. I'm just reminding you, the reason why your windshield is bigger than your rear view mirror is because you're driving straight that way. You're not driving backwards. So you are facing this way. The rear view mirror is small because you only need to see a little bit. Your side mirrors are small because you only need to see a little bit of what's around you. You should be paying attention to what's up ahead. Imagine looking at your rear view mirror and trying to drive straight. You'd crash. You know that. Stay out of the comfort zone. We're going to say that. I probably should get a tattoo of that, right? You got to stay out of your comfort zone, y'all. Nothing grows in your comfort zone. Nothing grows. Like you have to force yourself to get uncomfortable. You have to push yourself. That's why I use those words. You have to push yourself. Your brain will not do it for you. Your nature will not just make you uncomfortable. You have to put yourself in uncomfortable positions. Like you heard the guy saying there, right? You do the hard things now, your life gets easier. If you do all the easy things, you do all the comfortable things, your life will get harder. You do all the comfortable things in your finances, like it's gonna get hard. You take every trip you want to take and you don't save money, it's gonna be hard down the line. It's gonna be hard. It's the way it works. It's just, is this how you operate? Is this how you're operating your life? Or are we still stuck on some old programming? That's why we're changing our thinking, so we can go off and change our life. We have some old programming, some old thoughts that are still controlling us, but now we want different. You want to be better. You want to make more money. You want to have a better marriage. You want to have a better relationship. You want to be healthier. You want all these things, but we're holding on to this old person. So we have to reprogram. We have to unlearn and relearn some of these things. Do the hard things now. Life gets easier. Lastly, you heard Jeff Bezos in there say, I wanted to limit my regrets. I fast forward my life out until I was 80. Jeff Bezos said I projected my life out into 80. He's in his probably like his late 20s. I projected my life out to 80. And I said, I want to figure out a way to minimize my regrets. I'm going to take the risks. I'm going to do the things like that scare me a bit, that push me out of my comfort zone a bit, that I believe in, so that when I'm 80, I can minimize my regrets. I can minimize the things I say, I wish I would have. Man, I wish I would have. That's not the life you want to live. And so if all of us as reminders remember that you only get one shot at this, and you want to fast forward yourself to make sure that you're not looking back and saying, man, I wish I would have. I wish I would have taken that job. I wish I would have started that business. I wish I would have made those calls. I wish I would have fixed that relationship. I wish I would have done that. Let's not live that life. Let's go off and continue to design our ideal life. The last thing I'm gonna leave you with, as we dive into the text, Terry Crews in there said, you should be happily dissatisfied, blissfully dissatisfied. Also says that in our text, the 177 mental toughness secrets of the world class, that champions are happily dissatisfied, that you're never really satisfied with who you are because you know God has called you for more. Like the moment he's done growing you, building you, having you add value, you won't be here. So do you have this like dissatisfaction within you? No matter how good it gets, no matter how good you get, like there's always more. Again, in society, middle class thinkers, people that are average, they actually don't agree with that. They don't agree. They think there is a level where you should be just satisfied with where you are. But that's why it says in here, there is a happy dissatisfaction. Like you are very content. You are happy where you are. And at the same time, you're dissatisfied. The tension. It's not one or the other. It's both. This is something we got to learn how to do. It says here in the text, says average people have been labeled somewhat dissatisfied. This level of dissatisfaction probably says more about their lack of belief in themselves than it does about their feeling of contentment. If a person earns $50,000 a year and believes he has the ability to earn $60,000 per year, it's a low level of dissatisfaction with $50,000 likely results. On the other hand, a person earning $50,000 a year who believes he can earn 500 is very dissatisfied with the results. World-class performers understand the power of a healthy dissatisfaction and are in a never-ending quest to raise their levels of expectation and upgrade their beliefs. Let me just say that sentence again, because that's the sentence we got to get. World-class performers understand the power of a healthy dissatisfaction and are in a never-ending quest to raise their levels of expectation and upgrade their beliefs. While average people believe if you don't expect much, you won't be disappointed, champions believe the only way I'll be disappointed is if I don't take the risk and give it my all. This is a classic example of how directly opposite philosophies drive these two groups. The results are obvious. The middle class ends up playing it safe in order to gain comfort and security. The world class becomes the movers and shakers. A good description of the world class is happily dissatisfied. The great ones are in a habit of playing the game of life without a net, and it all begins with the pain of being dissatisfied with their current results. Happily dissatisfied. You understand that what you have is great. You've made it thus far. You've done amazing things in your life. You've protected yourself. You've done all the things you needed to do to get to this place in life. And you are raising your level of expectation for yourself, what you expect of you. That's like this income example. If you make 50,000, but you think you can only make 60,000, you're like, oh, well, I'm almost at the top. But if you're making 50,000, but you know you can make 500,000, you're like, I'm so far away from this. I got to keep going. That's how you look at your life. Yes, you've come far. Like, yes, you've done some things, and raise your level of expectation of what you expect from yourself. what you expect in your relationship, of what you expect in your health life, of what you expect of yourself in your finances, of what you expect for yourself in your spiritual life. Like you have to raise your own expectation and you have to upgrade your beliefs. That's what it says in here. Raise your level of expectation, what you expect from you. What you expect from you, that's what gives you the dissatisfaction because you know there's more. You know you could do more. You know you could be better. You know it. You got to hold yourself to the fire. You got to know that like, okay, I gotta raise my level of expectation for myself. And then I have to upgrade my beliefs, what I believe about myself, what I believe to be true, what I believe I want, right? Your beliefs, your thoughts, your beliefs are what run all the stuff. So how much are you focused on this, ladies and gentlemen? How much are you focused on the dissatisfaction? And is the dissatisfaction driving you? Is the dissatisfaction pushing you to become better every day? Is it pushing you to wake up and be grateful? Is it pushing you to wake up and change something? Push yourself out of your comfort zone. Have that conversation. Like, is your dissatisfaction pushing you? Or do you just have a low level of dissatisfaction? You're like, I'm doing okay. I'm all right. Been doing well. You got to get yourself dissatisfied and push yourself to get to the life that you want, to become the man or woman that you need to be. Sentence up here that says this level of dissatisfaction probably says more about their lack of belief in themselves than it does about their feeling of contentment. That goes back to the never-ending quest to raise your level of expectation and upgrade your beliefs. Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe whatever you're about to put your mind to, that like you can actually have that? The woman that you said you're going to be in 5 years, like do you actually believe, are those your beliefs that like you can make that happen? Because if we don't believe that, right, this is a belief system thing. If we're not believing those things and then we lower our expectations for ourselves, if I don't have belief that like where I'm going or what I'm doing or is going to get me to the life that I want, then I'll lower my own expectation. Like, I'm okay here. Again, this sounds normal to some people, not for us. Guys, we're going off to design our ideal life. Like you're designing this life you don't need a break from. All your dreams, all the things you've ever thought about, you can make them happen. But you have to have some principles. You have to have some, right? Some of these foundational things of how you operate. Because the people around us, the people that we were raised by, the people that we get information from typically aren't on this wave, right? They're not thinking about it like this. That's why you stay in community like this. That's why you jump on these calls, is because you need a reminder to stay intentional about the life you're trying to design, not the problems you have right now, not the issues that are around you, not what happened 2 months ago, not what you're trying to fight through tomorrow, like the future version of you. Happily dissatisfied. You are happy about the things you've done, and at the same time, you're dissatisfied. This quote here says, show me a thoroughly satisfied man and I will show you a failure. You get to that point of complete satisfaction. There's nothing else you want. There's nothing else you think you can do. You're living the life that, again, at the highest, grandest expression of all you think you can be. You'll see slowly how your life starts to decline. Remember, life is on an uphill slant. You're either growing or you're dying. You're either slowly moving up that or you are slowly sliding backwards. It's your choice. It's your choice. What I can encourage you down the path of is, if everything worth it, everything that you want is going to be uphill, like you're going to have to climb to get it. You're going to have to fight to get it. You're going to have to sacrifice to get it. That's all the things. So every single day, every single day, wake up with the intention to know I'm going after that. I'm going to get better. I'm going to learn. I'm going to grow. I'm going to do more today. I'm going to fight that old version of myself. I'm going to read something better today. I'm going to talk to somebody else today that's going to help me through this process, right? Like whatever it is you need. But just know, if you're not growing, you're dying. If you don't feel yourself, see yourself, like putting in the work to know that you are like heading in the right direction in all those areas, in all the areas that we talk about. Financial life, your business, right? Your family life, your relationships, your spiritual life, your health, your mental health. Like if you don't see it, if you know you're not putting in the work to get there, then you just gotta know you're slowly sliding back. You do all the hard things now, life gets easier. You do easy things, your life gets harder, yo. And so we got to go make our lives better by doing all the hard things now. And the action step for today says if you're satisfied in every area of your life, ask yourself why. If you are satisfied in every area of your life, ask yourself why. Are you content because you are truly content? Or are you content because you don't believe that you're capable of accomplishing or becoming more? It's a big question. I don't let people fool me with like, I'm happy right where I am. I when they say I know you're dying slowly, slowly. That we are designed to grow. We're designed to grow. So if you're satisfied in every area, you got to ask yourself a question like, why am I satisfied? Granted, it's good to be content, but are you content because you actually are content? Like you're happily in the place that you are. You still want to strive and get to, the next level, but you're happy there. That's one side. But most people are content because they don't think it's possible. The big thing that they want, the man or woman that they want to be, they don't know that that's possible. Making $200 million, you might not think it's possible. So you're like, I'm content where I am. At least I make whatever, right? So you have to ask yourself this question, today to determine whether or not you are truly content or if you just need a little belief upgrade. You just need to start believing in yourself a little bit more. You just need to start believing that it is possible. Whatever you put your mind to is possible. That the man or woman that God called you to be, that you're not that yet, that it's possible that you become that person. It's a belief upgrade. Remember, you change your thinking, you change your life. But when we stay in the same thoughts, we get the same results. So that's why you're here. You are upgrading your beliefs, you're upgrading your expectations of yourself, your standards. You're getting intentional. You're getting yourself locked in to go off and design your ideal life because you deserve it. You deserve it. The life you have in your mind, only you have it. So you deserve to see it. Once you can see with your mind's eye, you can hold it with your hands. So we got to go off and continue to build it. I love you guys. I want you to win. You deserve to win. Your families deserve to win. Nobody ever tells you. I always tell you that because, again, people are counting on you. They're counting on you to get this information. They're counting on you to apply this information in your life. They're counting on you to build the capacity you need to handle all the challenges, all the things that are up ahead. Life doesn't get easier. We get stronger or not. It's your choice. All right.